Writing in his book Down to Earth, Monty writes these words: "But do not despise weeds. They are the best adapted, most successful plants in your garden and are expert at making the most of your soil. Study what weeds you have and where they are growing, and you will learn a lot about the plants that are likely to do best in your garden." Now, at one level, Monty is right. However, you still need to exercise weed management. You still have to not neglect the weeds that are growing and be too slow to pull them. Otherwise, as you know, the weeds will soon take over. And that reminds me of what happens in our personal lives, but also in our relationships. Weeds grow. They might not look like much to start with, but if you allow them to grow, they will become bigger and bigger and bigger. It might be an area that you're struggling with that wasn't an issue before, but is an issue now. Maybe it's alcohol. Maybe it's with pornography. Maybe there's conflict in your marriage. There's a weed growing that needs to be dealt with. Maybe there's an issue in your workplace. But we can do one of two things. We can either deal with the problem, deal with the weed, or we can ignore it. The former is the best thing to do, but it's the latter, which we so often do, we just ignore it. But the problem with these weeds, these troublesome weeds, is that they never stay isolated. They never stay small, but they grow and they show up in other areas of our life. And so Monty is right. Study the weeds that you have and where they are growing, but do not neglect to pull the weeds for your benefit, for the benefit of those around you, but also for the glory of God. Writing in his letter to the Colossian Christians, the Apostle Paul would encourage them by writing these words: "Put to death, therefore, what is earthly in you: sexual immorality, impurity, passions, evil desire, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you. So you must forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together."